What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Sushiswap and currently the state of the market. Before I get into that, as always, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would absolutely crush it in this cycle. Had you invested $100 into each one and you're still holding those bags, you would be in profit for 67 grand. This is no longer my portfolio. If you want to see exactly what I'm in, you can check out a copy of my crypto. We've had some significant wins really recently. We've had an airdrop that was several hundreds of dollars. We've had an airdrop that was several thousands of dollars. We've had a recent investment that 8x. We had an investment that I didn't quite get on, but that 4x off the bat. On top of that, there is an upcoming airdrop that is going to be a beast, and I think it's going to be very, very profitable for everyone involved. So if you want to learn about that, then you will want to check this out. The gains that we continue to make are staggering and they are profitable week in and week out. We're certainly in an extended cycle. There's about 6 months or maybe of this cycle left before we hit a true bear cycle again. And that is the best opportunity to invest. When you're in a bear cycle, everything's down. That is the time when you buy and you make money. I'm going to be sharing with a couple of my crypto members all about the coins I think have got that 5-year potential that could skyrocket in the following bull cycle. And when they've retraced, and I think they can do a 20, 40, 50, 100, 200,000x, then I'm going to be sharing them with the members. So if you want to know what they are, you're going to want to join up. Link is in the description. Right, market took a beating last night. In fact, Bitcoin, if we take a look, tried to break the 52K level and just got slapped the hell down. In fact, that half-hour candle at 4 o'clock in the morning was pretty brutal, but to be honest, it just went boom, 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 boom. I mean, we had 4 hours from midnight, really. Things just started getting pretty brutal in terms of drops for Bitcoin. Obviously, that has an impact on the overall market. Now, what we actually saw were a ton of liquidations, $300 million in losses after the spot market dropped. There were about 80% of long positions were liquidated over the 24 hours. 90 million in losses on Bitcoin futures alone. So the tools from CoinGlass have shown that these liquidations were across several different futures. We saw Bitcoin have 94 million in liquidations, which we haven't seen since the earlier in the month, where Bitcoin obviously plummeted down to like 41 grand. And the liquidations at that point were like 400 million. Liquidations in Ethereum were also fairly dramatic. In terms of ETH, there were $57 million of liquidations. Obviously, futures on the altcoins lower. There was only 9 million losses with stuff like Solana and Terra. So relatively nice comparatively. But we know that still at the moment there are $19 billion worth of future positions on Bitcoin open till the last week of 2021, 11 billion worth of ETH futures. These figures are several times higher than those for the altcoins. But when this time comes around every month that we see, the volatility is significant. We could see more blood in the water in the markets because whales are certainly going to try and manipulate prices. So we could see Bitcoin moving down even further, which obviously takes the entire market down with it. So we'll see how that plays out. One thing that we have seen, however, in the past 7 days is a real positive run on altcoins in general. You know, Sushiswap up 73%. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. But Phantom up 60, Near up 60, Aave up 53, Icon up 43, Oasis 38, IOTA 33. You know, really strong recoveries from a lot of altcoins. I don't think that necessarily signifies we're in altcoin season, but it's certainly positive. Certainly positive. But realistically, now, you know, there's 3 days in the month left. We've got to get through the next 3 days, and then start afresh. So there's going to be manipulation in prices to basically clear off any longs in the market. So I'm expecting more downward pressure in the market for the coming few days. But in terms of Sushiswap, Sushiswap has rallied like mad. And this article actually talks about the factors that are favorable to its growth. So Sushi began an uptrend on the 21st of December, and that accumulation pattern of whale addresses started to look strong. Whale addresses with 100,000 to 10 million have now accumulated a whopping 9.7% of the overall supply, which is pretty bloody incredible. Now, Sushi holders obviously seeing a nice payoff, but in terms of in and out money, 25,000 addresses or 32.3% were in the money at $8.65, while 45,000 or 57.8% were out of the money at a loss. And it shows you the difference between smart money and retail money. Obviously, Sushi has rallied dramatically with about 75% run. In terms of what we've seen as well, the number of network addresses, new addresses, has jumped up by 153%. Active addresses also saw 88% change over the last 7 days. Also, we're seeing Sushi's correlation to Bitcoin dropping. So that's obviously acted in favor in terms of price appreciation because Bitcoin's been sideways movement. Sushi's next major resistance is at the $9.60 mark, apparently. So we'll see if it can crack that. It's at $9.41 right now. However, obviously, based on current market sentiment today and market movement, we could see more downward side, so it might not even get the opportunity to try and tackle that $9.60 level if the bears start pushing the price down. But Sushiswap's is actually involved in a hell of a lot at the moment. They've been doing, been very active in terms of introducing community members to newer opportunities. Case in point, OpenDAO, which I actually spoke about this morning, is already up on Sushiswap as a farm or as a pool where you can, if you add in Ethereum and OpenDAO, you get the opportunity to earn some crypto. And I'm not surprised Sushiswap obviously continue to innovate. So in terms of what they're looking for next, they've been talking quite actively on Twitter. Obviously, they spoke about the pool that opened up with OpenDAO immediately. But they've got new Sushi governance votes. So if you're a Sushiswap holder, get onto vote.sushi.com and you can participate in the voting. If you're eligible to vote, do so. Always do so. You know, most places reward you for it, but on top of that, you want to be part of how they move forward. Now, Sushiswap have also been partnering with a number of places recently. Fuse Network is one. They've also partnered with they've also got Thor wallet integrated as well, or Miso integrated. So Miso did an AMA talking with people at Sushi as well as Thor. And they also pointed out that 217,000 Sushi have been served directly to Sushi holders. So at current price, that represents over $1.2 million in buyback. Staggering money. And it, like I said, Sushi is one of those. It's a very good DEX. It's a nice opportunity to play around. If you're doing swaps, I prefer Sushi to Uniswap. And obviously you can check out their app and have a little look around. But right now, they've got total volume of $157 billion, which is pretty bloody good. And if you actually check out the app, obviously very similar to Uniswap, but their pools and their farming are very, very cool. I recommend people check out the farming. Though always be cautious about the liquidity pool tokens. I always find them very precarious. And if you are holding sushi, for God's sake, stake it. 10.27%. That is good. That's APR. Compound it, you probably bump you up to about 11% a year. That's not tons, but if you're holding a lot, it's pretty good. And every swap on every exchange, 0.05% of the swap fees are distributed as a sushi proportional to your share of the sushi bar. When your sushi is staked into the sushi bar, you receive X sushi in return for voting rights and a fully compatible token that can interact with all the protocols. Your X sushi is continuously compounding. When you unstake, you will receive all the original deposited sushi and any additional from fees. Again, like I said, very nice opportunity. Maximize yield by staking sushi for X sushi. Very nice opportunity. Now, one thing I'm pretty bullish on with regards to sushi as well as they've introduced lending, and that's been around for a bit, but lending is obviously an opportunity to earn yield with no impermanent loss. That's why I'm not a big fan of these liquidity pool tokens. You know, fundamentally, your coins go up in value, but you've got liquidity pool tokens because you're trying to earn. You're going to suffer some level of impermanent loss. Regardless of if it goes up or down, it's kind of crap. So if you're holding a bunch of crypto that you're not doing anything with, you can lend it out for specific time frames, and it gives you the opportunity to earn some yield for doing nothing, and there's no risk. And you can check what collateral the person that you're lending to has. Make sure they have collateral. If they don't lend to them. Very, very simple. But sushi is a great opportunity. In terms of price down the line for sushi, I mean, sushi's highest point was around a little over $22.50. You know, it'll reach back up there. I'd be very surprised if it didn't. Sushi has got a real shot down the line of tackling Uniswap. That's genuinely true. Now the question is, you know, what time frame? If sushi continue to innovate, and if sushi can start introducing some level of NFTs, not necessarily marketplace, we're inundated with NFT marketplaces at the moment, but if they can introduce something NFT related, then that would again put them at an advantage against Uniswap and give them an opportunity to continue to get a leg up. I do think the sushi should hit about 5 billion market cap, which is around about a 4.5x or so from where it is right now. A 5 billion market cap would be very reasonable, particularly considering, you know, when we look at Uniswap right now, Uniswap has a market cap of like 11.4 billion. And Uniswap is definitely no better than Sushiswap. So the question is which one continues to innovate, and I think we'll see more from Uniswap. From Sushiswap, sorry. I think we'll see more from Sushiswap over time, particularly as you start seeing more integrations of newer ideas. Yeah, very bullish, very bullish. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see nice stuff on the charts today. Bitcoin liquidation is going to keep occurring, which is going to push the market down. Short term, only short term. Anyway, that's it from me. Hope you're all keeping well. Crap note to end on, but I gotta reiterate it. Anyway, yeah. If you've been in crypto a while or you're new, come check out Copy My Crypto. Like I said, we've had some stupidly good wins recently. Whether it was airdrops for several $100s, airdrops for several $1,000s, recent investments that 8x'd, recent investments for some of the members that ended up 4xing on launch, and an upcoming airdrop that's going to be enormous. It's a huge opportunity. You know, if you want to make those gains and you want to match those gains, then this is something you want to check out. The link's in the description. Don't miss the chance. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.